Hello everyone. So in this video, I will be demonstrating the use of this keyword in our program. So what is the use of this keyword? This keyword is used to give the value to instance variables that are present in the class. But if we use it without the variable, then it is also used to call the constructor present inside the class. So in this program, we will be looking the use of this keyword in the variables. So here is the question. We have to take two variables and we have to calculate and print the sum of the values that they store. So here I have taken a very simple question where we have to create parameterized constructor which will take the values of two variables in parameters, and then we have to add those values and find the sum. Also, we have to create the object of the class that will call the constructor, and then we will be having a method which will calculate the sum. So here the object creation, we will simply pass the two values to the constructor and it will initialize those values to the variable present in our class. And then I will call the method which will calculate the addition of the two numbers and will print it. So now I will explain you the logic how we will be writing this, and then I will show you the output of the program. So it was mentioned in the question that we have to take the class name as add and we have to create two instance variables. So I will take two instance variables which will store the values of two numbers a and b, and another variable which will store the addition of the numbers. Now I will create a constructor which will have two parameters int a, int b. Now here you can see that this variable and this variable both are same, a and b, a and b. I have not taken different variables. Why so? Because we need to learn the concept of this keyword. So this keyword will help us to give the value in parameters to the instance variables. So if I write here a equals to a and b equals to b, then both these variables are parameterized variable. That is, this variable simply belongs to the values that are passed in parameters. So even if we write this statement, then the value which is inside a, which is in parameters, will not be passed to instance variable a or instance variable b, either of this. So in order to pass this value which is in parameter to the instance variable, we have to use this keyword. So here what will happen, the value which is having inside the parameter will now be passed to the variable which is instance variable. So now we have done with the initialization of the values to the instance variable. We will create a method to simply add the values and display it. So I will take display method which will simply calculate the sum and it will print the value. And then we will have public static void main which will call the constructor. So I will create an object of add like add a1 and it will pass the value inside the constructor. So I will take value for now as 10 and 15. So this will initialize the value of a and b and then it will give to instance variable. Then it will go here, calculate the value of sum and print it. And at the last I will call the method. So a1 dot display. So this is the use of this keyword where we can give the value of parameter to the instance variable. Now the thing is, these variables which are in parameter has only access to this scope, and inside the constructor also this won't be accessible because these are the parameters which are passed into it, and this has more scope and it will not give the value from parameter to the instance variable. So this is the main use of this keyword when we use with the variables. I will show you if we don't write this variable then what will happen. So both the outputs I'll show you in BlueJ. So here I have first taken the program which has this keyword and I have passed the values as 10 and 15. So first let's see the output of this. So according to logic we should get output as 25 and we got 25. Now let's change the values of parameters. So now let's say give values as 19. So the answer that we should get is 34. So we are now getting answer as 34. Now let's try to remove this keyword from here. So logically what should happen? This variable a and b are not giving the values to this instance variable, and this instance variable are never getting initialized throughout the program. So it will take the by default values that int have, that is 0 and 0, and a and b will hold the value of 0 throughout the program. So now here this will add 0 and 0 and sum would remain 0. So if we don't use this keyword then our answer should be 0. Let's see the output. So you can see that answer is 0 because the instance variable which we used are never initialized in the program. Here where the a and b values are called, it still has 0 because this statement is not initializing the value to instance variable. So to initialize the instance variable, we have to use this keyword. So this was the use of this keyword. If you have any other query, then you can ask your query in the comment section. And if you have any other questions that you are not able to solve, then you can send your questions on my mail ID. So that's it for this video. See you in the next one.